Welcome back to the Demon Slayer Gaming channel. We're going to be continuing our Final Fantasy XIV Dungeon Guide series today. We're going to be taking a look at the drowned city of Skalla. For the first few groups of trash pulls in here, the Nankas will have frontal cone abilities you'll want to move out of. After you kill the first two group, the eggs will spawn into larvae. You'll just need to pick these up. As you proceed through the next area, the eggs will also explode into more larvae. Due to the sheer number of enemies, this damage can get overwhelming if you do not use any of your tank cooldowns. The Salt Swallow will have a very long line AoE that you can easily sidestep. For the first boss, you'll want to stay in the middle section with the platform. Try to avoid the outside as much as possible. Torpedo will be a tank buster ability that will just do a little minor damage to the tank that will need to be healed through. Rising Seas is a party-wide damaging ability that would need to be healed through. When he moves to the side of the platform and begins casting Hydro Push, you'll want to get as close to him as possible to avoid being pushed off the other side of the platform. Bloody Puddle will put an AoE around several party members that you'll just need to spread out to avoid hitting multiple party members. These orbs will then tether to different party members and begin running towards them. Hydro Pull will cause everyone to be pulled towards the boss, so you'll want to move away from him. At the time that he casts Hydro Pull, the orbs will explode, so you'll want to make sure that you're not being pulled into their AoE. For the ads in the second area, the Stone Phobad will do a small circular AoE on a random party member that you'll need to move out of. And then the Dahara Sentinel has a circular AoE around himself. When you move to the second group, the Stone Phobads will begin casting Land Surge. You can stun them to interrupt this spellcast, but it will just do a AoE in front of them. For the second boss, he has a large cone AoE that'll target random party members called Mystic Light. Just need to move out of this. Mystic Flare will be several large circular AoEs that will also just need to be moved out of. Order to Detonate will summon several adds that will need to be targeted down as soon as possible before the Order to Detonate is complete. When he moves into the center rune and casts Shifting Light, it will transform everyone, and you will have a new set of abilities that you will need to use to destroy the adds. These bombs explode after a set period of time, so you have to set them a little ahead of the enemy so that they walk into them. The next time he casts Shifting Light, there will be even more adds, so you'll want to spread out and make sure that each of your party members are heading after different enemies to try and get them all before the Order to Detonate is completed. Towards the end of the fight, Mystic Flame will begin summoning 4 large circular AoEs. For the adds in the final area, the Homunculus will be constantly casting Ruin. And they also have large cone AoEs that you'll just want to avoid standing in. The Ruin can be interrupted with Interject. After the adds are dead, you'll move into the glowing circle to be transformed so you can go across the gap. The Accursed Idol will occasionally do a large circle AoE that you'll just need to move out of. For the final boss, you'll want to pick him up and face him towards the side of the platform, as he has frontal cone abilities along with cone abilities behind him, so you'll want to keep it so that the party members can stay on his side. Most of his abilities are untelevised, so you'll need to watch for what he is doing and then move into the area to avoid them. So if it looks like he's going to swipe with his claw, you'll just want to run through him towards his back. If he raises his tail, then you'll move towards the front of him. When he gets down on all fours, he will then do a proximity-based AoE, so you'll want to move away as far as possible. He will then summon a donut AoE around one party member. You can either move inside the AoE or outside of it to avoid it. Eye of the Fire will be an ability that you need to look away from the boss to avoid. This is televised by an eye in the middle of the boss's chest. While this is happening, he will also do a cross-shaped AoE on one party member and a circular AoE on another. So you just want to move into open areas to avoid these. When he faces a random direction and starts looking like he's holding his face, he's going to do a line breath attack. So you'll just want to move out from in front of him. He will then combine the donut AoE with the cross shape AoE. So you'll need to reposition to correctly avoid these abilities, followed by a second donut AoE and one of his untelevised AoEs. If you are having trouble identifying through visual effects as to which AoE he is doing at a certain time, it also does say in text that he is raising either his claws or his tail, so that'll let you know. The rest of the fight will proceed in the same manner, avoiding the same AoEs that he'll throw out. He begins to throw them in increasing numbers at the same time, so you just want to make sure that you're moving into correct position to not overlap these effects. And this should be it for the drowned city of Skalla. I hope this helps everyone out. If it does, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.